those jobs that they're getting rid of, strength is still valuable. The deep focus is still valuable. The pattern recognition is still valuable. Getting clearly obsessed with a problem and tracking, that is still valuable. The market still wants that. It just wants that under newly AI oversight, evaluation, edge case detection, systems thinking under pressure. So yeah, it's not just job life. It's the format of work that is changing. In other words, AI is erasing a work format that was especially workable for certain people, while still valuing some of those underlying strengths that made those people good at it. Over 100,000. That's how many jobs big tech has cut since January.
Green light, go! Take it in.
Jobs intact that did not require
Security B. Lock down A.
just the loss of jobs that actually
Bravo, dog.
politics, a screener task force, leader, spending your energy managing the
Who's it, Bravo?
That's exactly the way I'm getting it first.
Charlie.
6,000 U.S. jobs are being replaced every single month by AI. It's hitting the material. So companies are fighting with it. It's now
Maintain your podcast.
operational restructuring and automation. It means we finally found something it's because these jobs weren't just random jobs. It just doesn't add up to me. Is it the strengths underneath those
Losing A.
The strengths is what
Losing Bravo.
Is it still high? Pattern recognition is still high. That is still it just wants that under newly edge case detection, systems thinking under pressure. It's not just job. It's the format of basic That's how we jump. Big tech is going to sit together. Nearly half of
Avenger 167 above. On time and on target.
Losing B.
That's the part that I think people are missing. It's not just jobs that actually
Avenger 160 sustaining damage.
Spending your energy managing the road. That's exactly what they're getting.
We're losing Alpha.
Avenger 160 ATM midway.
AI efficiency, operational restructuring, and automation. It means we finally found something cheap to
Take it out.
They're gone.
It's harder than normal mail stories because it's wind
We're losing Charlie. Security zone A. All objectives locked down. Hold those SOBs back. Losing Bravo. They're taking C.
Still wants that. Just wants that. Edge case detection, system thinking under pressure. So yeah, it's not just job. It's the format of work that has changed. In other words, AI is basically a work format that was especially workable for certain people, while still valuing some of
Losing Bravo.
things that made those people good at it.
We're losing Charlie.
That's how many jobs big tech has cut since January. Nearly half of which have been because they something jobs getting erased for some of the only jobs in tech that did not require I think people are missing is not just the loss of jobs. They're the first jobs that actually remote, secure, renewables, politics, innovation leader, no spending your energy managing the road. Just do the work. That's exactly
They're taking C.
Goldman Sachs tracked it. 6
Losing Bravo.
U.S. jobs are being
We lost C.
it's hitting the routine like already. So companies are not even hiding what this is. Staff 100,000 people said it expects $500 million a year in savings from automating repetitive work. See, that's what AI efficiency, operational restructuring, and automation. It means we finally found something cheap that kind of labeled
Security.
It's
Almost takes it locked down. Dig in and hold.
typically all day long. The part that just doesn't add up to me is that the
UAV
strengths
commencing
of the
surveillance operation.
they're getting
Going
rid of
store
the
street.
strengths still valuable. The team focus is still valuable. Pattern recognition is still valuable. Getting
Losing A. Marshal.
that is still valuable. It's still, it just wants that
UAV MPS, 80%.
We lost A.
It's detection.
Losing B.
His job. It's work that is changing. In other words, AI is erasing.
TACOM, flying on fumes. UAV returning to
Strengths
tank.
that made those people good at it. Over 100,000. That's how many jobs big tech has cut since
Commence
January.
care package delivery. Losing Bravo. Securing Alpha. We're losing Charlie. Hold your position. They're taking C. We've lost Charlie. We're losing Alpha. Locking down Charlie. Securing C. Losing B. Location secure. Maintain current posture. Losing Bravo. Losing A. We have the A. Don't get cocky. This shit ain't over. We're losing Charlie. Hostile UAV established overhead. Losing B. We've lost Alpha. Hostile shooter. Bravo fucking Zulu, my man. We're taking this objective. Target eliminated. Move. Target eliminated.
cut the day out. This is the thing. The job's getting erased first. We're submitting only job.
Domination. Teach those pathetic red bags a lesson. Take a seat. Don't see secure. Losing Bravo. They're taking C. Losing B. Taking Alpha. Marking down Bravo. We're losing Charlie. They're taking C. Losing Bravo.
Hello? Yeah, I took a half. Yeah. Cool.
I gotta ask for 3 text matches on my phone.
Alright.
That's right. The U.S. State Department is issuing a new passport and all those members of the pictures. Images of the founding fathers.
Style of life. That's what Elon Musk had to say in his first few hours of testimony here at the Oakland District Court as he testifies in his big lawsuit against rival OpenAI. You can see
We're losing Alpha.
behind me trying to catch a glimpse of
hand-to-hand domination. Pacify the AO kill team.
and others for posting on social media.
Taking Bravo underway.
Saying that Sam
Enemy UAV inbound.
Stop. Being able to
Enemy UAV inbound.
Guess what, guys?
Taking Bravo underway. Losing A. We're losing Alpha. B secure.
Here at the Oakland District Court as he testifies in his big lawsuit against rival OpenAI. You can see a bunch of the press expected more for this man before he leaves the courthouse. Also today, the judge admonishing Elon Musk
Taking
and
C.
others for posting on social media saying that Sam
There's a mole among us. Find her. Securing C. Losing Bravo.
We're expecting to hear from some of the biggest names in town.
Go Charlie, lockdown. Bravo locked. They're taking C.
In this case, it's just about
in America, you can change political parties, but you can't change the you can change policies.
Locking down Charlie.
China is a market,
Control zone C.
but it is not a capitalist country. Here's why. A group of billionaires control the world. As billionaires control American policy. So in China, the labor market does not rise does not have enshrined rights. Authority cannot check power.
We're losing Charlie.
That's why so in the 65 or 66 years, China's being run by one single body. The political changes that have taken place.
I was totally acting in self-defense.
Have been wider and broader any other major country. Remember, in America, you can change political parties.
They're
You
all
can't
over.
change
Have some goddamn
in China.
pride.
You cannot change
They're
policies.
taking
You can change policies.
We're losing Charlie.
I, Ali Makamu, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God.
We have some big news right now from the Trump administration. I don't want you knowing about, remember the ICE agent who shot and killed Renee Nicole Good? Well, he's back to work. Jonathan Ross has been quietly put back to work, according to new reporting from Punjab and the Daily Beast. Any internal investigation into him within ICE is effectively frozen. We know the FBI and the DOJ are not conducting a further investigation into the murders of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, but instead, Jonathan Ross, the ICE officer who shot and killed her, he's back to doing investigative work and administrative work, according to this latest reporting. And it all happened very quietly. He was relocated outside of the state of Minnesota, and then back to working. And while the Trump DOJ, the Trump DHS, they didn't really want the public to know about it, and well, DHS officials contacted Punjab to let them know,
because within DHS, there was fury for putting Ross back to work. So spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about. We have some big news right now that the Trump administration doesn't want you knowing about. Remember the ICE agent who shot him? He's back to work. According to new reporting from Punjab and the Daily Beast, any internal investigation into him within ICE is effectively closed. You know, the FBI and the DOJ are not conducting a murder investigation into the murders of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, but instead, Jonathan Ross, the ICE officer who shot and killed her, he's back to doing investigative work and administrative work, according to this lady. But very quietly, he was relocated outside of the state of Minnesota and is back to work. And
Kill confirmed.
They didn't really want the public to know about it. And well, DHS officials contacted Punjab and let them know, because within DHS, there's fury and Ross back to work. So spread the word. We have some big news right now that the Trump administration doesn't want you knowing about. Remember the ICE agent who shot and killed Renee Nicole Good? Well, he's back to work. Jonathan Ross has been quietly put back to work. Daily Beast. Any internal investigation into him within ICE is effectively frozen. We know the FBI and the DOJ are not conducting a murder investigation into the murder of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, but instead, Jonathan Ross, the ICE officer who shot and killed him, he's back to doing investigative work and administrative work, according to this latest reporting. It all happened very quietly. He was relocated outside of the state of Minnesota and is back to work. And while the Trump DOJ, the Trump DHS, DHS officials contacted within DHS, there's fury putting Ross back to work. So spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know. Right now, the Trump administration doesn't the ICE agent shot and killed Renee Nicole Good. He's back to work. Reporting from Punjab and the Daily Beast. Any internal investigation into ICE effectively frozen. We know the FBI and the DOJ are not conducting an investigation into the murders of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, but instead, Jonathan Ross, the ICE officer who shot and killed her, he's back to doing investigative work and administrative work. And it all happened very quietly. He was relocated outside of the state of Minnesota and back to the DOJ, the Trump DHS. They didn't really want the public to know about it. Well, DHS officials contacted Punjab and let them know, because within DHS, so spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about. We have some big news right now that the Trump administration doesn't want you knowing about. Remember the ICE agent who shot and killed Renee Nicole Good? He's back to work. Jonathan Ross has been quietly put back to work. Continue reporting from Punjab and any investigation into him within ICE effectively frozen. The FBI and the DOJ are not conducting a murder investigation into the murders of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, but instead, Jonathan Ross, the ICE officer, he's back to doing investigative work and administrative work, according to this latest report. It all happened very quietly. He was relocated outside of the state of Minnesota and is back to working. And while the Trump DOJ, the Trump DHS, they didn't really want the public to know about it, but DHS officials contacted Punjab and let them know, because within DHS, there was fury putting Ross back to work. So spread the word. We have some big news right now that the Trump administration doesn't want you knowing about. Remember the ICE agent who shot and killed Renee Nicole Good? He's back to work. Jonathan Ross has been quietly put back to work.
FTC's in the red. It's now or never.
Effectively frozen. We know the FBI and the DOJ are an investigation into the murder of Renee Good and Alex Preddy. Instead, Jonathan
we got them all.
killed her. He's back to doing investigative work and administrative work, according to this latest report. He's outside the state of Minnesota and is back to working. And while the Trump DOJ to Trump DHS. They didn't really want the public to know about it. Well, DHS officials contacted Trump and let them know, because within DHS, there was fury for putting Ross back to work. So spread the word. Follow along for all the news you
I'm going down.
Yeah, so they the administration doesn't want you knowing about the ice agent who shot and killed Renee Nicole Good. So he's back to work.
Not good enough, Blackout. Find another way.
Beast. Any internal investigation into within ICE effectively proves that we know investigation into instead, Jonathan Ronalds, the ICE officer, gets back to doing investigative
UAV mission.
Located outside the state of Minnesota, back to work and notify DOJ and Trump DHS. Well, DHS officials contacted Trump now, that's within DHS. It's pure. Toss back to work. So spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about. We have some big news right now that the Trump administration doesn't want you knowing about. Remember the ICE agent who shot and killed Renee Nicole Good? He's back to work. Jonathan Ross finally put back to work.
Enemy device
Continue
set.
reporting from Punch-Up and Daily Beast. Any internal investigation effectively knows that we know the FBI and the DOJ are not conducting a murder investigation into the murders of Renee Good and Ellis Freddie, but instead, it's the ICE officer who shot and killed her. He's back to doing investigative work and administrative work, according to this latest reporting. All located outside of the state of Minnesota and back to work. DOJ, the Trump DHS, it didn't really want to know about it. Well, DHS officials now, because within DHS, there was fury for putting wrong.
Hostiles have planted the bomb. Hostile UAV established overhead.
Back to work. So spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Requesting CUAV above. Bomb defused. The enemy's planted the bomb.
Hey, it's Ruben. You said C-shift? Yeah, I'll take it. B. Yeah, no problem. Back inside. Alright.
Hostile terminated.
Workers who almost got fired, but then saved their entire company. Back in 1983, a Sony engineer named Ken Kutaragi was watching his young daughter play on a Nintendo console when he noticed the sound quality was terrible and thought he could build something way better. So he went ahead and secretly designed a brand new sound chip for his headset, all while still working at Sony. But here's the thing, he never told his bosses. When Sony found out that one of their own engineers had been quietly building technology for a rival company, they were furious, and Kutaragi was about to lose his job. The only reason he survived was because Sony's president, Norio Oka, stepped in and said let him finish the project. But that wasn't even what Kutaragi really wanted. See, what he actually wanted was for Sony to build its own gaming console, and every single executive at Sony thought that was a ridiculous idea because they saw video games as a toy, and bad, something that would damage Sony's premium brand. Nobody wanted anything to do with it, but Kutaragi pushed so hard that he even threatened to leave the company if they didn't let him try. Well, what happened next changed Sony forever. Oka gave
And before y'all come to me with my test being a
the first console ever to sell over 100 million units. by 1998, the PlayStation alone was generating 40% of Sony's entire operating profit, meaning a lab engineer that almost got fired turned Sony into the biggest name in gaming. Workers who almost got fired, but then saved their entire company. Back in 1983, a Sony engineer named Ken Kutaragi. People are talking about
Okay,
Tesla and SpaceX
bye.
merger after SpaceX
Demolition.
IPOs. Now, this might be a hot take, but I don't see that happening. At least for 2 years or so, or until Tesla hits a $4 to $5 trillion market cap. And right now, they're only 1.2 trillion, if that. And the reason is Elon's pay package will be null if the two companies are specific agreement that addresses any tranche he has.
Alright, I got.
Unlocked at the time of the merger will be basically null. He currently owns 42% of SpaceX and about 13% of Tesla. It would make much more sense to have a few of the tranches in his pay package to increase his ownership of Tesla and then effectively increase his overall ownership and the resulting entity. In my opinion, it makes no sense to merge the two because Tesla is under a $2 trillion market cap. Zero upside for him personally. A lot of people are talking about a Tesla and SpaceX merger after SpaceX IPOs. This might be a hot take, but I don't see that happening. At least for 2 years or so, or until Tesla gets
Chuck.
And the reason is Elon's pay package will be null if the two companies combine. There's specific wording in the agreement that addresses
Middle door.
will be basically null. He currently owns 42% of SpaceX and about 13% of Tesla. It would make the choices to unlock a few of the tranches in his pay package and increase his ownership of Tesla, and then introduce effectively increasing his overall ownership. It makes no sense.
Protect A, protect A. Everybody go to A. Everybody go to A.
Tesla and SpaceX merger and their SpaceX IPOs. Now, this might be a hot take, but I don't see that at least for 2 years or so. Until Tesla is $1 trillion.
They're at A. Everybody go to A.
1.2 trillion, if that. And the reason is Elon's pay package will be null if the two companies combine. There's specific agreement that addresses this. Any tranche that is yet unlocked at the time of the merger will be basically null. He currently owns 42% of SpaceX and about 13% of Tesla.
B, B,
It
B.
would make much more sense to unlock a few of the tranches in his pay package to increase his ownership of Tesla and then introduce merger effectively increasing his ownership of the resulting entity. In my opinion, it makes no sense to merge the two companies while Tesla is zero upside for him personally. A lot of people are talking about a Tesla and SpaceX merger after SpaceX IPOs. Now, this may be a hot take. I would say that 2 years or so, or until Tesla hits a $4 to $5 trillion market cap. And right now, they're only 1.2 trillion, if that. And the reason is Elon's pay if the two companies combine. There's specific wording in the agreement that addresses this. Any tranche he basically, he currently owns 42% of SpaceX and about 13% of Tesla. It would make much more sense to keep the tranches in his pay package to increase his ownership of Tesla and then introduce merger, effectively increasing his overall ownership and the resulting entity. In my opinion, it makes no sense to merge the two companies while Tesla is under a $2 trillion market cap. Zero upside for him personally. A lot of people are talking about Tesla and SpaceX merger and their SpaceX IPOs. This might be a hot take, but I see that at least 2 years or so, or until Tesla gets $1 trillion. Right now, they're only $2 trillion, if that. And the reason is Elon's pay package will be null if the two companies combine. There's specific wording in the agreement that addresses this. Any tranche he hasn't yet unlocked at the time of a merger will be basically null. He currently owns 42% of SpaceX and about 13% of Tesla. It would make much more sense to unlock a few of the tranches in his pay package to increase his ownership of Tesla and then introduce a merger, effectively increasing his overall ownership of the resulting entity. In my opinion, it makes no sense to merge the two companies while Tesla is under a $2 trillion market cap. Zero upside for him personally. A lot of people are talking about a Tesla. It's super weird how in a country with more guns than people and many laws regulating it, that we would have a problem with buying guns. It's safe anywhere. I mean, study shows that guns around in society, society very is. Instead of metal detectors and security, instead of handing out guns everywhere, Texas churches, games, the airport, beaches, elementary schools, the dentist issues, and we feel safe as we can, right? So everyone. You also said that Congress is a choice, yeah, and territory. The United States is
Demolition. Time to get our hands dirty, Black Ops. Get to work. UAV inbound. We're setting up the bomb. Hostile UAV established overhead. Plan in progress.
You also said
bomb active.
Versus a
enemy UAV inbound.
The most powerful lobby
Hostile UAV established overhead. We're planting the bomb. Enemies defusing our bomb. Bomb is armed.
You also said that Congress is Israeli occupied.
The most powerful lobby in Washington.
Enemy UAV inbound.
I don't think automatic votes of Congress of the United States which is to ridicule
You also said that
enemies have disowned the bomb.
Israeli occupied territory.
Time's not on our side. Finish him.
The most powerful lobby in Washington, which Congress can't stand opposite. I don't think automatic votes of Congress of the United States for $3 and $4 billion would aid Israel necessarily protection of the interests of the United States. That comment, which is to ridicule the subservience of the Congress of the United States, is totally valid.
You also said that Congress is a Israeli occupied territory.
Congress of the United States is Israeli occupied territory. The most powerful lobby in Washington, which Congress can't stand opposite. Votes of
versus a Australia. The United States is so sad versus say the word, say the word.
Domination. Showtime. Capture the objective. Enemy CUAV inbound.
There ain't no more. I mean, this war is you know, it is you anyway. It's a simple thing. You fight on that line. You gotta fight. If you made a mistake here, now we fix it. Yeah, this is business. It's where you are now. But what got you here is your word and your reputation. With that alone, you've still got an open
We're
mind.
losing Charlie.
Without it,
We got the lead. Now hold it.
So, say the word, say the word. Shit is on me.
it's getting bad because
Did you know Mexican Americans are over 37 million strong? The largest Latino group in the United States. The whole story isn't about numbers. It's about the state itself. Long before California or Texas, the Mexican became one of the units. Our families are already here. Under the same sky. If you didn't know that, comment or Google and follow Mexican American roots, because our history didn't begin with immigration, it began with identity. We nation. We fought in the American War. We shaped its music, its food, and its fight for civil rights. We realized that Mexican Americans earned more medals of honor than any other group proportional to size, or that cities like San Antonio and Los Angeles were founded by people of Mexican descent centuries ago. We are educators, soldiers, artists, and dreamers, bilingual, bicultural, and deeply American. The Mexican-American story isn't a chapter of history. It's the story that will be. If you connected with this story, follow Mexican-American roots to see what else we uncover. Did you know Mexican-Americans are over 37 million strong? The largest Latino group in the United States. The story isn't about numbers. It's about things that run deeper than the border itself. California, Texas, and Mexico is part of the U.S. Families living, building, and dreaming under the same sky. When the border moved, we stayed. If you didn't know that, comment or Google and follow Mexican American roots, because our history didn't begin with immigration. It began with identity. We helped build railroads that connected the nation. We found we shaped its music, its food, and its fight for civil rights. Few realize that Mexican Americans like any other group proportionate to size, or that cities like San Antonio and Los Angeles were founded by people of Mexican descent centuries ago. We are educators, soldiers, artists, and dreamers, bilingual, bicultural, and American. The Mexican-American story isn't a chapter you missed. It's the story that with this story, follow Mexican-American roots to see what else we uncover. Little known Mexican-Americans are over 37 million strong, the largest Latino group in the U.S.
It looks like King Charles will be on there, so I can't believe everybody's clapping for me when I'm kind of just talking about them.
indeed, you're the Supreme Historical Society. Is cited in at least 60 Supreme Court cases in 1789.
Enemy care package
Not
bomb.
least as the foundation of principle and executive power is subject to checks and balances.
This Republican who stands up and claps, not realizing that he's talking about you. He's talking about the Republicans who have Donald Trump walk all over Congress,
looks like King Charles at the end there, so I can't believe everybody's clapping for me when I'm kind of just talking about them.
The U.S. Supreme Court Historical Society has calculated that Magna Carta is cited in at least 160 Supreme Court cases since 1789, not least as the foundation of the principle that executive power is subject to checks and balances.
Oh my God, imagine being like a spineless Republican who stands up and claps, not realizing that he's talking about you. He's talking about the Republicans who have allowed Donald Trump to walk all over them, walk all over Congress, sue meetings, sue law firms, sue
Take it out.
And it looks like King Charles at the end there, so I can't believe everybody's...
This is a gunslinger. He's wearing leather gloves instead of the one He also carried around a Smith & Wesson that he actually used to defend himself from doing this right assassination. Yes, if you're Japanese, you definitely know this person. He was voted the second most popular historical figure in Japan. Big statue of him his famous Western leather boots. Now, he was the first in Japan to wear them and love them publicly. But what did he exactly do? So we know he's violence and chaos because of this. Basically, he showed up and told the country. The military got found out because they were scared of the weapons and technology that the Americans had. But the samurais and other parts of Japan, like this makes us look so weak. And they started disagreeing. But there was no what should happen? Here comes Samurai, who is a low-ranking samurai and trying to make a name for himself. He decides to go and assassinate this guy, Katsukaishu, who was a shogunate official that worked with the Japanese Navy. Katsukaishu basically said, hear me out. You can assassinate me, but hear me out, right? This is my theory. Amazing technology. Look at their ships. We have nothing comparable in terms of our navy to even remotely compete. And you see what's happening in China and India with the Opium War and the colonization. That's going to be us if they won't actively modernize and catch up with them. The plan is this. Let's go. So that we can get to build grounds. It's apparently competitive. And something.
Caralho, mano.
Qual que é boa aí, ó, pra pegar o número?
Tem que ser nômade aí. Não vai vir matar.
Os que eu morri foi snipada. Tomei umas duas snipadas.
Aquela hora o gol tava na frente.
Vamos tentar pegar no que desses caras aí, acho que dá, hein?
Eu vi.
Por causa do ping, mano, é meio ruim, mano, que é gimbal.
Acho que não é gringo, não.
Batata. Não?
É dominação, dá pra tentar.
Batata é foda.
absolutely control of the facility. Israel can't rely entirely on the United States to do that, because if Israel did this independently, it would be
Domination. Playtime's over. Let's see what you're made of.
TikTok has gotten so bad now that they got all the buildings like
You guys do know this is capture flag, right? The flag's over here.
from the inside. Those businesses are churches, but seeing how every building and every Scientologist been run so far has made them think maybe not.
Alpha secure.
Just waited out until this trend dies down. Back together. TikTok saying fire departments are buildings for being fire hazards. That TikTok has gotten so bad now. They got all the buildings and security out front, but they've removed handles from the outside. From the inside. Businesses or churches, but seeing how every building and every Scientology has been run so far has made them think maybe not. They just waited out until this trend dies down before putting the doors back together.
You've fallen behind.
It's reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. Scientology on TikTok has gotten so bad now that they got all the buildings and security out from the outside. Doors with a bike lock from the inside, which would be for most businesses or churches. Every building and every side has been run so far as completely empty, maybe not. The plan is to just wait it out. TikTok saying they're going to start it's reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. Scientology speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad. They got all the buildings and security out front, but they've removed all the handles from the outside. From the inside, which would be a problem for most businesses or churches, but seeing how every building and every Scientology has been run so far has been completely empty, maybe not. Their plan is to just wait it out until this trend dies down. But everyone on TikTok saying they're calling the fire departments buildings for being fire hazards. The Scientology speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad now that they got all the buildings have security out front, but they've removed all door handles from the outside and the bike lock from the inside, which would be for most businesses or churches, but seeing and every Scientology speedrun so far has been completely empty, maybe not. Their plan is to just wait it out until this trend dies down before getting the doors back together. But everyone on TikTok saying they're going to start calling the fire departments and reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. The Scientology speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad now. They got all the buildings have security out front, but they've removed all the handles from the outside and doors with a bike lock from the inside, which would be a problem for most businesses or churches. But every building and every Scientology speedrun so far has been completely empty, maybe not. Their plan is to just wait it out until this trend dies down before the doors back together. But everyone on TikTok saying they're going to start calling the fire departments and reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. The Scientology speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad now that they got all the buildings have security out front, but they've removed all the handles from the outside and all the doors with a bike lock from the inside. For most businesses or churches, but seeing how every building and every Scientology speedrun so far has been completely empty, maybe not. Their plan is to just wait it out until this trend dies down before putting the doors back together. TikTok saying they're going to start calling the fire departments and reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. Speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad now that not only do buildings have security out front, but they've removed from the outside and doors with a bike lock from the inside. Every building and every sign maybe not. Apparently, the plan is to just wait it out until this trend dies down before putting the doors back together. TikTok saying they're going to start calling the fire departments and reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. Scientology speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad now that not only do all the buildings have security out front, but they've removed all the handles from the outside and the bike lock from the inside, which would be a problem for businesses or churches, but seeing how every building and every Scientology speedrun so far has been completely empty, maybe not. Just wait it out until this trend dies down before putting the doors back together. But now everyone on TikTok saying they're going to start calling the fire departments and reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. Scientology speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad now that they've got all the buildings have security out front, but they've removed all the handles from the outside and the bike lock from the inside, which would be a problem for businesses or churches, but seeing how every building and every Scientology speedrun so far has been all door handles from the outside. The inside. Most businesses are churches, but see how everyone's in every side. Maybe not. Together. Now, TikTok saying we're going to start calling the fire departments their buildings for being fire hazards. This week, running on TikTok has gotten so bad now that not only do all the buildings have security out front, but they've removed all door handles from the outside and locked all doors and right off from the inside. Which would be a problem for most businesses or churches, but seeing how every building and every side so far has been completely empty, maybe not. Apparently, their plan is to just wait it out and together. But now everyone on TikTok is saying they're going to start calling the fire departments and reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. The Scientology speaker on TikTok has gotten so bad now that not only do all the buildings have security out front, but they've removed all door handles from the outside and locked all the doors with a bike lock from the inside. Most businesses and churches, but seeing how every building and every Scientology speaker so far has been completely empty, maybe not. Apparently their plan is to just wait it out until this trend dies down before putting doors back together. But now everyone on TikTok is saying they're going to start calling the fire departments and reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. Scientology speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad now that not only do all the buildings have security out front, but they've removed all the door handles from the outside and locked all the doors with a bike lock from the inside. Which would be seeing how every building and every Scientology speedrun so far has been completely empty, maybe not. Apparently their plan is to just wait it out until this trend dies down before putting doors back together. But now everyone on TikTok saying they're going to start calling the fire departments and reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. The Scientology speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad now that not only do all the buildings have security out front, but they've removed all door handles from the outside and the inside, which would be a problem for most businesses or churches, but seeing how every building and every Scientology speedrun so far has been completely empty, maybe not. Just wait it out until this trend dies down before putting doors back together. But now TikTok is saying they're going to start calling the fire departments and reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. Scientology speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad now that not only do all the buildings have security out front, from the outside and locked all the inside. These businesses or churches must see everything in every Scientology speedrun so far has been completely empty, maybe not. Just wait it out until this trend dies down before putting doors back together. TikTok saying they're going to start calling the fire departments and reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. Scientology speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad now that not only do all the buildings have security out front, but they've removed the outside and locked all the doors with a bike lock from the inside, which would be a problem for most businesses or churches, but seeing how every building and every Scientology speedrun so far has been completely empty, maybe not. Apparently their plan is to just wait it out until this trend dies down back together. TikTok saying buildings for being fire hazards. Scientology speedrunning on TikTok is not all the buildings have security out front, but they've removed the inside and the inside. Most businesses or churches, but seeing how every building and every Scientology speedrun has been completely empty, maybe not. Apparently their plan is to just wait it out until this trend dies down before putting the doors back together. But now TikTok is saying they're going to start calling the fire departments and reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. The Scientology speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad now that not only do all the buildings have security out front,
you gonna let a bunch of company assholes beat you? Fight back, damn it! Losing beat.
Scientology speedrun so far has been completely empty, maybe not. Just wait it out until this trend dies down before putting the doors back together.
Enemy UAV inbound.
The fire departments are reporting their buildings for being fire hazards. The Scientology speedrunning on TikTok has gotten so bad now that not only do all the buildings have security out front, but they've the outside,
CIA.
the inside. Most businesses are charged